Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. I am Sam Spurs for Life, and this is episode number 70 of Talking Points. And this week's Talking Points, we are talking top four Europa relegation, our season predictions, and I have in the house joining me Darius 3K, Sean Hurl, and welcome back the fabulous, fantastic Christina Zandes. How are you all doing?
Good. I'm buzzing. I'm just literally counting down the days till this season starts, because honestly I've seen too much and heard too much on Twitter, and I just want this season to start so we can all shut up and actually have, you know, opinions on the game instead of opinions on pre-season.
Oh well, this is it now. It's countdown's begun. The actual season starts on Friday with them lot down the road, so it's all good to look forward to. Before we start the stream, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you put your comments in there as well. Let us know who you think your top four is, who you think is going to make it into the Europa and Conference League places, and also your three for relegation. We will be finishing before the final episode of Love Island, because I'm sure we've got a couple of our panelists who need to go and make sure they see that live. So let's get into this show, shall we then? Without further ado, let's see what you guys are saying for your top four. I'm going to let you guys talk about it first, and then we can all go around. Give me your top four, no particular order, because I don't want to put you into pressure as to where you think any team might finish. And give me your reasons why. Let's start off with the fabulous, as I've said it already. Christine, how you doing? Go ahead. Who's your top four?
My number one would be, I think it's going to be Liverpool. Second, I think would be City.
Don't have to do it in order. That's putting us in like anyway.
I know, but I was talking to someone about it today. That's why. And well, third and fourth is going to be between Arsenal and Tottenham. I don't think Chelsea are going to make it into top four, in my opinion. I think it's going to be the fight for it is going to be between Arsenal and Tottenham again. Well, whoever gets ahead, I guess. Yeah.
So okay, so you did it a little bit in order. What makes you think that Liverpool are going to top the league this season as opposed to City?
Do you know what? It's really annoying because I shouldn't be basing it on the pre-season games, because it doesn't mean anything, and maybe that's what I'm sort of thinking in my head, because the way Liverpool played against City the other day, it did actually look pretty decent from them. But again, I shouldn't be comparing it to that, and I think that's why I've started to get a bit on the edge with Spurs, because our last pre-season game was not very good in my opinion. It just showed yet again the lack of creativity in the midfield, and that's my worry, my huge worry with us this next season. So yeah, it's just it's basing it on pre-season. I shouldn't be doing that, but I've got confidence in Conte. I'm hoping, praying. My number one priority is getting a trophy. That is what I want this season, is a trophy.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, I put myself out on a limb. I put myself out there. I said we're winning the league or the Champions League, and I'm not taking that back. Nothing in pre-season has made me think otherwise. Me and Darius was having this discussion yesterday. If you take pre-season into consideration, you're going to think all sorts. You know, you might think, oh, blimey, we're not looking too good, and then you're thinking to yourself, Arsenal are looking like they're going to win the Champions League and do the quadruple. It don't work like that. So I'm just going to take it a little bit more steady. And yeah, I think the top four, your top four is very good. I just think, you know, yeah, the positions, let's say the positions might need a little bit of change. I'm staying with mine. Right then, Darius, let's come to you. Give us your top four and the reasons why.
I actually like the fact that Zandes is putting pressure on herself, and I'm doing the same because I'm going to give you an order as well. So you know what? It's so annoying because like I was the same. I've been watching like loads of I've watched all of Tottenham's preseason games and sort of tried to pay attention to the top six's preseason, and it has sort of swayed my opinion. So now I'm like trying to shut off from this final week and just look at, you know, transfers and everything. And I think the conclusion I've come to is City, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. And I was very, very close to putting Arsenal in there. But the way Chelsea are going at the moment, they are going to sign more players. Cucurella looks like he's going to not join City and join Chelsea, which if they do get him, that's a massive upgrade on Chilwell, in my opinion. And sort of the centre-back targets that they're linked with. I mean, I've just seen that Timo Werner is sort of the highest and most advanced with Leipzig. And if they sort of can deal with Leipzig like that, and they want Guardiola as well as their left centre-back, I feel like Chelsea might be able to convince Guardiola to leave Leipzig a year early and join them. So I'm sort of thinking with a bit of hypotheticals, but I think it's too hard. It's too ridiculous to count Chelsea out at the moment, just because I know what Chelsea are like, and they beat us 4 times. And there's something in my head with Chelsea that I shouldn't count them out. So I'm going to put Chelsea in that top 4. But Arsenal, as much as I don't want to admit it, and it might be, Arteta's plan to do it, they have sort of caught my attention with their business and the way they performed in pre-season, because as much as we can, say, oh yeah, it's only pre-season, there's loads of context. They did beat a team we drew with 1-1, 6-0 and put 4 past them in, 9 minutes. So regardless of what that is, and regardless of what you think that is, it's still impressive. So I'm a bit slightly worried about them, but again, I think we're aiming for different things than they are. So regardless, we'll still be in that top 4.
Well, as I said, the top 4 is going to be, I think it's going to be probably one of the tightest races this season. If you go by pre-season, you look how some teams maybe not doing, you look at the likes of Manchester United, how they've got so much internal politics to deal with. Chelsea, they've got, half a defence, really. They lost quite a few of their defenders, trying to rebuild that, whether they're going to play a 3, whether they're going to play 4 at the back. Who knows what they're going to do. Arsenal, let's give credit where credit is due. They look good from their results. Manchester City and Liverpool, I think we know they're established. So Jews Nuts here is saying, easy stream today. Spurs first, second, third. Don't care. Maybe win FA Cup, relegation, Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham. I think you're being very hopeful there, Jews. I'm very, very hopeful. But yeah, you kind of agreeing with you there. You know what I mean? CC, as long as we kind of get a trophy, then, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, whatever. But I think we've got a good chance. Sean, your top 4 before I give mine.
Right, okay. So it's for me, it's City first, Liverpool second, us a very close third, and then I don't give a damn about 4th. I don't give a damn.
Sean, I want to hear what your 4th is. Even if you throw a random one, I need to hear it.
Well, just put Man U, Arsenal, and Chelsea in a pit and let them have a fight about it. I don't care. Don't care. One of those 3 teams might get 4th. If not,
are you really not bothered about whether or not they come 4th or not? Because at the end of the day, I think it looks
who's like Arsenal.
Well,
as long as we finish above them, as we have done for the last 6 years.
I don't know what the lesser of the 2 evils is sometimes between Chelsea and Arsenal. I don't like Chelsea. I don't like Arsenal. But I guess if you're looking at it from a perspective of bragging rights, obviously, if we finish inside the top 4 and Arsenal don't like what happened last season, it's always funnier, isn't it? Chelsea, they're likely to go and spend a lot of money and come back the season afterwards. I really think it's pivotal for Arsenal this season. So
I would rather Man U finish 4th, and the other 2 can go and scrap away in the Europa League, or even the Conference League would be even nicer.
Well,
I'm going to go Man U 4th. Yeah,
you're going to go Man U.
Christian Eriksen. Yeah.
Sorry for my coughing. I've got hay fever, and it's one of them ones that just affects the back of my throat. Enough said. Let's go a couple of more comments. Davin is the defender. Apparently, Conte rules off Maddison. What's your thoughts on Maddison, Christina? Is he a player that you like?
I don't see the hype. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. I like everyone's like, Maddison. I'm like, why?
He's good. He's good.
He's good, but he's not a Tottenham player to me. He's not got. I don't know what it is. It's just not got that quality that I want in our squad. I don't know. I don't get it. I get the whole. He's a homegrown, English player, whatever, and his name is big. Like we know him, but I'm not fussed on him. Like I don't know what it is.
I agreed. I think he's really good, but there's something about it. I don't know if it's because of, the way that we are playing now or whatever, but I fear that maybe if we give him a big fat wage, he may become our Dele Alli again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to think like that. And I don't want to, put that sort of, it is almost just assuming that a character is like that. But I get that feeling with Maddison that when he's comfortable, he won't play as well as, when he's being pushed. And I feel like if he goes to Tottenham, he gets a good wage and he's playing under, a Conte team where he might not always start. I feel like he'll feel comfortable. So I kind of agree with you. Christina. I don't know who would be better out of Zaniolo and Maddison, but I feel like there is better options. I think Piquet is better than Maddison, to be fair.
Well,
to be honest, it's not like he's not got form as well. I mean, he sacked off England and then went on the run down in London.
Well,
it's supposedly injured, but he's prepared to go out on the. Well,
those three players that were mentioned,
don't want him. Don't want to play boy in my club.
Hold on. Let me say it. Before you ramble on about him and tell me we don't want him. We did a show. Me and Sid did a show about Piquet, Zaniolo, and Maddison, and we compared the stats. I know you kind of compare apples with oranges because it's different leagues and that, but there was so many things going for Maddison. His stats were better in terms of his goal contributions in the 35 games that he played. I think he had 20 goal contributions or 18, 12 goals and 6 assists or 8 assists. Paqueta was closest then. Zaniolo was way down. In 28 games, he'd only scored 2 goals and had 2 assists. And he's had 2 ACL injuries. I don't want that player if he's got 2 ACLs at 23. I want to get Maddison in because I think his potential is big. I really do. I like him as a player. I like that attitude that he's got. I'm with it, but it seems like not everybody's on board. Doesn't matter. It's all about opinions, isn't it, at the end of the day? Right,
Let me also just say something. Newcastle have bid 45 million plus add-ons for Newcastle. They've had, I thought, from Leicester. For Maddison, Newcastle have bid 45 million plus add-ons for Maddison. And that's like the second bid. So they had one rejected for 40, and then they've just put another one through for 45 plus add-ons. So decision may already be made anyway, so be interesting.
If he goes to Newcastle, it's purely money.
Yeah, I think if he goes to Tottenham, it's money related as well.
Yeah. Newcastle are doing a bit.
Oh, he gets to play the Champions League in September if he comes to us.
It's London life for him, basically.
I think honestly, I can smell it. He could just live his life, do the whole TikTok thing, and then
it'll be Zaniolo. Zaniolo will be the one. That's the one, and I'm unconvinced by that signing potentially because I see him play more as a winger than he has played central as a central attacker, but. Conte knows best. PRTv knows best. Who am I? Until we see the results from that. Just going on to a couple of the comments here. Have Chelsea got the money once they had under Roman? I feel their wealth is aligned with ours now. I think they've got money still. Christina Zandes is super hot, baby. Wow. Yes, you got your people watching you already. Kevin Murray saying even Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool. Even Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. I guess that's for the top 4. And it will be Maddison first, Spurs second with him. I think you lot are giving Maddison a bit of a hard time. Anyway, my top 4. Spurs first. I'm going City second. I just think they'll get it right with Haaland. Liverpool third. And now, I hate to say it, but I think them lot will do it. I think them lot, as in Arsenal, will get that 4th spot. I didn't say that before pre-season, but like you, Christine, I got influenced by 4s and 5s and them beating Chelsea, and it's like, oh my God, Chelsea are... That's not good.
At least in your world, Sam, even if they get top 4, they probably wouldn't celebrate because we did win the league. So I guess it wouldn't be an achievement for them.
It would not be. They're being mourned if they got top 4 and we won the league. That's their worst nightmare ever.
They'd be going to outer Siberia on holiday next summer. Great. Best place for them.
Oh dear. Jodi and Sid, they are Sid was Jodi on yesterday. She did a prediction show. So have a look out for that one, Tommy G. That's there. And Sid will be back on Friday for his show, Sid. But we've got the season coming up. So, yeah, we're going to have to think about that because the game, I want to be seeing that bloody Arsenal game. That first game, are you mad? See them not get turned over, hopefully. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Europa and Conference. So, I just in terms of the rules, it's the first 4 gets top 4 gets Champions League. 5th spot gets Europa. Then after that, 5th, 6th, and 7th could get Conference, depending. So the FA Cup winners, apparently, if they're not in the top 5, it would be the FA Cup winners, and the same for the EFL, which would go into the Conference League. But I reckon it's going to be somebody in that top 5 that wins the FA Cup, seeing as Liverpool and City always winning that. So who do you think then, Darius? 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Again, I think it's I don't know if it's easy. For me, it's quite an easy one, so I'm going to try and challenge myself and put it in an order. If I put Chelsea in my top 4, I'd have to go. I think the surprise here is going to be this. I think it'll be 5th Arsenal, 6th West Ham, 7th United. I think United will
fall off that
United
much?
will finish low. They'll finish low because they finished 7th this season, so it's not going to be sort of them getting any worse. I think they'll finish low, but the football they'll play and the sort of, if you want to call it progress, because obviously I think Ten Hag's system is a difficult one to learn. I think it does take a season. I think they'll be okay with that finish because they'll be able to see that there's going to be a change going on next season. And like you said, there's a few internal errors. I think Ronaldo, again, being somebody who doesn't even want to stay for a full friendly game because apparently he left halfway through the game yesterday. I just think there's a lot of issues that United still need to sort out this season, and also need to get used to their new manager. And then obviously next season, I do think they'll start to crack on, and I think they'll look a lot better. And I think they'll actually, maybe even leapfrog teams like Arsenal and Chelsea if they don't, continue to supply their team with the funds that they need. So yeah, I think it's going to be Arsenal 5th, West Ham 6th, United 7th. And West Ham are going under the radar with their signings.
So what about Chelsea?
Chelsea at 4th for me.
Oh, sorry. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Apologies. I thought that they were in your top 4.
Nah, Chelsea at 4th.
Wow, that's not a full of hours. Any kind of surprises you think that might kind of challenge for that top 7 sort of? Any couple of team names that you think?
I don't think there's going to be surprises necessarily. I think Newcastle will be around there. I just don't think they have the squad to actually compete to get into that top 6, top 4, and especially the manager as well. I also have a feeling that if Eddie Howe doesn't, carry on his form, I think they'll just cut ties and try and, get Pochettino in or something like that. So I think Newcastle might improve their manager next sort of halfway through next season and get better. But again, Newcastle maybe, Villa maybe. And I actually think if Brentford sign Mikel Damsgaard, Brentford are going to actually have a better season than they did last season as well, but not anywhere near there. But yeah, maybe Newcastle, maybe Villa, but okay. Leicester again, I think Leicester are going to fall off quite hard. Crystal Palace maybe might do all right as well if they improve. So a few clubs maybe.
Yeah, there's a few clubs I think as well. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Also, if you are watching, you can also put in who you think is going to be Europa and Conference League based on 5th, 6th, and 7th. We've talked about the qualifications, but let's just make it simple. Who do you think is going to be 5th, 6th, and 7th? Put it in the comments below. Sean, who's your 5th, 6th, and 7th? Who's going to be making Europe?
Given that neither of them are finishing in the top 4, it's Arsenal, Chelsea, and I got a sneaky suspicion for Newcastle will make strides this year.
Good shout.
I think it's I think Howell's has proved to be a better manager than I give him credit for. And I think they're being quite astute in their purchases. They're not going, they're not like a Boxing Day salesperson. They're actually kind of looking carefully at where they need to improve. They've improved their goalkeeper, which is a big plus for them because I thought Dubravka wasn't all that, although he seemed to play well against us, surprisingly enough. But yeah, I think Newcastle might be a surprise. Villa look to have done good business. There's been some good business, and that will maybe get their reward in the 5th, 6th, 7th position.
Okay. I think Leicester. I think Leicester are going to really fall off. I think there's definitely internal problems there for Leicester. I'm going to give my 5th, 6th, and 7th yet. No, I'm going to do it now. Then I'll come to you, Christina. 5th, 6th, and 7th for me. Okay, so Man United, I think will be going to be 5th. I think Chelsea are going to be the team. I think Chelsea are going to finish quite.
I think Chelsea are going to finish 6th.
Yeah, I've got this feeling that Chelsea are just really going to I think there's going to be so much problems. They're going to probably sack the manager. Tuchel's going to be gone. They're not going to know what's going on. They're banking on Raheem Sterling scoring them all them goals because who else is going to score them goals for him? They're going to have to share them around. And I'm not convinced by Timo Werner. I'm not convinced by Havertz. I'm not convinced by any of their forwards, if I'm honest with you. And I think their defense is a lot weaker than it was last season. So they're going to leak goals anyway. And I just don't think they've got anybody to put the goals in the back. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to be like 10th or anything like that. Well, maybe, but not in my opinion. But I do think they'll struggle to make that top 4, really. top six is about. I think they're if they get top six this season, I think Chelsea will look at that and let's regroup next season. That's my opinion.
I think that's a hotter take than you saying that Spurs are going to win the league. Genuinely.
but I think to support Sam, if they'd kept the director of football, Marina Granovskaya, I think they would have had a better season. I think that's a big loss.
There's a lot of internals.
To put it all in the hands of Bowley, who's got no experience, and all the boardroom have been swept out. I think that's why I haven't put them in the top four.
I
think there's problems there.
There's trouble in the camp,
but there's money there as well. So money.
And that's the thing. They could do a Man United and try and buy their way out of trouble, but because of the internal politics, because of the change, and there's so much stuff going off at Chelsea, I think they're in a very similar boat to Man United. So I think between them two, that's why I don't see them being top four. They could surprise everybody if the team really focuses, but you need to have no distractions and be able to just keep your team siege mentality. And I'm not seeing it in Man United in the past, and I don't see it in the future at this moment in time. Christina, you're 5th, 6th, and
7th. 5th is Chelsea for me. 6th would be Man U. And
interesting.
7th would be, where am I at? Yeah. 7th would be Newcastle, I reckon.
We're getting Newcastle in there. Okay, that's interesting to think, because I think Newcastle will have a good season. What is it just based on the fact that they've got this money now and they're spending it, or do you see Eddie Howe being someone that could maybe, because he's got that Premier League experience, he's never been that close to the top four in previous times, so
it's everything. I think this is going to be the start of it now with Newcastle. They're going to improve every year now, annoyingly, but I think this is what's going to be like the start of it with them. They're going to be signing more players definitely as well. They're improving. They're doing it well. Their signings as well. Like, they're not just throwing their money. I think they're actually thinking about who they're actually getting. And I can see them improving now each year now.
Who do you think could be a surprise? Who would you throw in there as a team that could maybe push for that top 6, top 7? But because it was Wolves last season, Wolves were really pushing. Brighton was in and around there, but both those teams didn't have enough in their squads, and particularly Wolves, they kind of fell off really late and they just dropped off. But Brighton, they kind of fell off a little bit early, then they rallied towards the end. Aston Villa, I think they're going to be in there as well. I think they're going to have a good shot. And I reckon a real outside shout, Crystal Palace. I think with Patrick Vieira and some of the young players that they've got, they can get it right. I think they've got a good opportunity to really be pushing for that top 7. Anybody else for you?
Yeah, Villa for me. Definitely. I thought Villa did actually pretty well last season as well. And yeah, Crystal Palace is a great shout. I think Vieira's got them going good. Like they were worried for me last season as well. I think that them two, they will definitely improve as well. I was going to say who I think is going to be a massive downgrade, but I guess that's the next question, isn't it?
Yeah. The only thing I would say with Crystal Palace is Gallagher. He's not going back on loan there, is he?
He's back. Tuchel loves him. Tuchel loves him. He's not going nowhere.
He's not going back to Crystal Palace. I would have said if they'd have got him back, he really would have made a difference. But
they have signed a really good centre replacement. His name's Cheikh Doucouré. Like all the big clubs kind of wanted him, and Crystal Palace managed to get him. So he could be a replacement for them, to be fair. Cool.
Well, like I said, I think Crystal Palace are that one of those dark horses, as you say. We're getting there, people. Don't worry, I've seen the time. It's only 8:30. We know it's the final episode. There's people watching the Love Island finale.
They want their tea and bickies, though, Sam, don't they? They want their tea and bickies.
They've got to have 5 minutes to get that coffee, that kettle on, and then
put the slippers on,
yeah. Juice Nuts is saying Aston Villa will be Cinderella team this year. Palace, will miss Gallagher. Yeah, we've all said that, I think, on the panel. Gallagher is a big loss to Palace. Yeah, definitely there. Craig Bowler. So thank you to those watching. Craig Bowler, Still Castle, Andrews in the house, Daniel Tyler, Tommy G, Mojo as always, Kevin Murray, Davinson, the defender. He come across one of your shows, didn't he, Darius?
He's been around. He's been on everyone's show, to be fair. So big up Davinson.
Big up Davinson.
I don't know if it's a real him, but he's obviously enjoying Paxton. Cutting some slack.
Who was someone was defending Davinson on one of the streams at the weekend.
Davinson should just defend. Why doesn't Davinson defend?
Oh yeah,
nobody has to defend Davinson. Just Davinson.
Yesterday on Jodi, people were saying were giving us stick for down marking Davinson for his player ratings. But my God, just goes to show. There's I suppose if I like Harry Winks and he can like Sanchez.
Everybody's got their guilty pleasures somewhere. Mine was Tanguy. Mine was Tanguy. I was like riding for Tanguy. No, he's not.
Oh, how is Christina feeling about the loss of Joe Roden today? Her neighbour.
I actually knew quite a while ago that he was. Well,
oh yeah, inside.
Yeah, I knew that he was looking to move to France, and I thought, that's a hint. Then I'm guessing. So yeah. Do you know what? Good for him. Yep. He deserves it. He deserves playtime because I think he is actually a really good player. So I wish him all the best. I really do.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Good luck. I don't think he got the opportunities. He should have got more opportunities.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was a few things that I'd seen that I could kind of understand why managers maybe didn't play him, but I don't think he was given enough opportunities to play his way into the team. And that's not fair if you're
He's very much a defensive version of Stevie B, wasn't he, almost?
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, definitely. And so, yeah, I think he had to go. Does that mean then, guys, that you think we're getting a defender in before the window closes?
I want to say 100%, but if I say it and we don't get a centre-back in, I'm going to look like a fool. But surely you get a centre-back in, surely.
With Tanganga going to AC as well.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 99.
Ganga going to AC. That one still does my head in. That's like, what's going on there?
That's what you get when you have an Italian agent, Sam.
They can work miracles.
They can.
They definitely can. Right, then, last part of it. Relegation. Sure, let's start with you then. This could be interesting because there's a few big teams that I think are going to be close there. But, you normally think the teams that come up are the ones that are going to go straight back down. Let's not preempt your actual thoughts. What are you thinking in terms of relegation?
There are a few teams who are, have got issues. Everton being one of them. Southampton, for me, Brighton as well. If they continue to lose players, and they've also lost their head of recruitment to Newcastle. So
Leeds is another one for me. I think Leeds because they've lost some big players as well. That midfielder in terms of what's his name? Oh, I went to City.
Calvin Phillips.
Massive miss.
Obviously you look at the from the promoted teams first of all. Bournemouth, I think, will go down. I think Forest are making a fist of it. Obviously, Darius has more of an inroad on that. And I've got to forget who else came up with them now. Fulham. Yeah, I'm not sure about Fulham either. I've been distinctly underwhelmed by their recruitment so far. But yeah, joining them could be Everton, could be Southampton, could be Brighton. Yeah, I think there's going to be, there's a few teams who struggled last year. Leeds, yeah, I'd probably include Leeds, but we'll see about Leeds. I mean, they have rebuilt their team, and it's supposedly more in the image of Marsh rather than Bielsa. So we'll see.
I think what it comes down to is the quality of players. I think because of this league this season is going to be very fragmented. We've got the World Cup in between. We've got some changes in terms of the subs and all the rest of it. So we're going to have like a condensed season, a little bit of a break, then the rest of the season. I think it's a war of attrition. I think you're going to have to get through with players that are obviously going to be playing in the World Cup, and you're going to need good players. I think the teams that have sold their better players and haven't replaced them are going to struggle. I'm not sure Leeds have replaced all their better players because they've lost Rafinha as well. They've obviously lost Calvin Phillips again. They've had some injury problems with Bamford in the past. So again, if they don't get a striker in there, I think Leeds are going to struggle. Everton, Frank might just keep them up based on the fact that I think there's a few other teams in the league that will be worse off. Yeah, but I'll come back to mine in a minute. Christina, your bottom three.
Yeah, I think Leeds are going to be a mess next season. I just think they're going to be an absolute mess, nightmare for them. I think Everton, they're going to be on there. And I was going to say Southampton and close. I reckon Leicester are going to really struggle as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how badly, but I reckon they could get near the bottom. You know,
This comment here from Craig is that if they lose Madison and Tielemans, I think they'll really struggle. But
I think they're in trouble already, though. I don't know. They just seem to be getting rid of everyone, and there's just nothing going on. I'm not sure what's actually going on with the club.
They've lost the keeper. I think that Kasper Schmeichel, he's like almost like
Kasper Schmeichel's left.
Yeah,
he's gone to France.
No way.
See you later, Kasper. That's what I said. I was like, no way.
He's only 1 year left on his contract, Darius.
And no one's signed. No one's re-signed.
Bear with me. I'm just going to search where he's gone.
Yeah, there's quite. I think they've got some contract problems, and this is going to be the case for a lot of teams. If you can't get your players to sign contracts and they get into their last year, even the last 2 years, you can't get rid of them. You've got big problems, and they've got. I think there's, if I reading the reports rightly, 4 or 5 players in and around that 1 year mark, and no one's signing. Tielemans, you got. I think Madison's got 2 years, but there's a few other players that have got 1 year left, and yeah. Anybody you think might be surprised there? Anyone else, Christina?
I mean, Leicester would probably be my one, but I don't know. I can't. I don't know about Forest, so I can't really say much with them. Bournemouth as well. I don't know, but I think, yeah, I think Leicester's going to be like the shock one that is going to just maybe edge it like out of it. I think.
Yeah, Leicester. That will be.
That poses questions about Brendan Rodgers' future as well, then, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think Brendan Rodgers, he kind of falls off for me. I think he has a good hiatus in the start, 18 months, 2 years, and then after 2 years, and particularly towards the end of the season, of each season that he plays, he always tends to tail off. But then he gets to a point where I think he can't get the players up anymore. So Darius, what's your thoughts? Bottom 3.
I'm still in shock about this Kasper Schmeichel news. Him and Ramsey have both gone to Nice, by the way. So, yeah, that's interesting. I actually think this is going to be just as interesting as the top 4 sort of title race as well, in my opinion. I actually love all of your shouts, but I think you lot forgot one club, which I think might actually go down. That might be a surprise. I think the 2 that are guaranteed are Fulham and Bournemouth. I think Forest will stay up just because, Nottingham, I want them to stay up. But they've also made some good signings. Like, they got Spence, they got Nico Williams, they've got Jesse Lingard, Dean Henderson. Like, these are Premier League players, you know what I mean? So, good spine for Forest. I think with about 12 signings, it could go one of 2 ways. You could all gel or you could all, fail. So, I have faith in Forest. The team I think that might go down is Wolves, I actually think Wolves haven't improved, have sold Fabio Silva, have sold, Jimenez hasn't been sold, but he's out for a month at the start of the season. Wolves don't score as it is. Wolves were one of the worst teams to watch last season. I don't know if anybody did watch Wolves. Unfortunately, my girlfriend is a Wolves and her family are Wolves fans, so I kind of had to watch Wolves. It was one of the worst experiences of my life watching Wolves.
I hope she's not watching this, Darius.
If she is, I'm sorry. Because genuinely, watching Wolves play towards the end of last season was awful. They were so bad. So I think Wolves actually potentially could go down. I think as much as I want Everton to go down, because I feel like it'd be hilarious, I think before Everton get into that situation again, they'll sack Lampard and hire Sean Dyche. So don't think Everton will go down if that happens. Southampton.
Sean Dyche. You think the Everton fans are going to have Sean Dyche?
Everton, if they go through 2 relegation scraps, they won't care who they get. They'll just want to stay. Sean Dyche will be perfect for them. They're not going through 2 relegation battles as Everton fans, so they'll get Sean Dyche in, and they'll
really please Tarkowski, won't it?
Exactly. I mean, it's already written in the stars. I'm telling you now. And Dwight McNeil as well. He's also joined there, so
yeah, keep
an eye on that one. But yeah, I think it will probably be Bournemouth, Fulham. You know what? I really I love the shout for Leicester as well, by the way, Christina, because I don't know what they're doing at the moment, but
I don't know what they're doing. Don't know.
I think Wolves might go down. They're so bad. Like, they've got nothing going forward, and they've made no signings whatsoever. And it's like, how are they going to get better without improving and selling Fabio Silva, who wasn't even good anyway, but I mean, at least he ran around the pitch, I guess. So I'm gonna go, yeah, Fulham, Bournemouth, Wolves. I really think Wolves might go down. I'm not gonna lie to you because I just don't see how they're getting any better. Leeds, I actually think Leeds are gonna do all right. For some reason, as much as like you say, Rafinha and Calvin Phillips were big losses. We didn't know who really Rafinha and Calvin Phillips were before they. Obviously, Calvin Phillips was there from the Championship, but Rafinha came from Rennes, and nobody really thought Rafinha was going to turn into this world beater. So they brought in Sinistera. They've brought in a lot of good players from the Red Bull group. And if anybody knows anything about the Red Bull group, you get players from there, and it's almost a success, minus Timo Werner. So yeah, I think Leeds will be all right. I'm gonna go. My shotgun's gonna be Wolves, Fulham, and Bournemouth.
Wolves, Fulham, and Bournemouth. Well, I had mine written down because I was trying to kind of join with you guys as you were saying this. But my three for the bottom: Bournemouth, Fulham, and Leeds. I've got in here in brackets the 4 teams that I think are going to struggle, and it's the teams that we've mentioned. I think Forest, they're going to be there or thereabout, although I think they might make it. Everton, I think they're going to have a bit of a mare as well. They might just be Leicester and Wolves. I've got them 2 as well. I think Wolves tailed off terribly last season.
They were so honestly, they were so bad to watch. It was painful. And also,
the last decent game they played was at us.
Yeah, that's it.
They were so bad. But I think with Forest as well, if you actually look at the track record of teams coming up, Brentford, Wolverhampton, to be fair with them, Sheffield United, I'm pretty sure there's another one, Brighton. You look at all those teams who played 3 at the back coming up, and they actually all did pretty well in their first season. They may not all have stayed up there, but I think that 3 at the back system helps a lot with teams coming up. So that's, again, another reason why I fingers crossed I want Nottingham Forest to stay up. But yeah, Wolverhampton, man, I feel sick watching them sometimes.
You've really got hate for them, innit?
It's because
Darius,
when you have a side like, it's not even like Forest are going to be my second team to watch this season, but obviously because my girlfriend is from Wolverhampton, I felt like I had to watch them. And when you watch them, you actually realize that because they did so well at the start of the season, like what they did towards the tail end of the season was criminal. It was awful. So it was worse than dry football. Like it made me think, I mean, do they want Nuno back? It was awful. It was awful. So I'm not going to hate on them anymore. I'm just going to say they might go down. I'm not going to talk. Sorry to my girlfriend, but I'm sorry. It was painful to watch. It was painful.
Our second game at home, they'll probably beat us now.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm getting to that second game as well. The first 2 games, 100% getting to you. We've got Wolves' second game in terms of home games, that is. It's going to be interesting. Right, I'm going to do a quick shout then. Just go around the room. Quick shout, Christina, for top goal scorer and top assist. We won't bother with the defensive side of things, but who do you think is top goal scorer, top assist for this season?
It's got to be Harry Kane, top scorer. Surely. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. And he knows he's got to do it as well. That's what makes me feel like he's going to be determined to want to get it. So I've got my faith in him. I'm going to go for him. Assistant. Ooh. That's going to be tricky to say.
There's an obvious answer, Christina.
No, I do. Obviously, I want to say Son, but like, yeah, go on then. I'll say
You almost got railroaded into that, but that's the answer.
Sorry,
that's the answer that we're gonna get. So that's cool. That's cool. No, all Spurs on that one. Sean, what you saying?
Oh, Harry Kane is on fire. As long as he's not on free kicks. God, as long as he's not on free kicks.
And that was very funny. We predicted that free kick going exactly how it did in that game against Roma. It was hilarious if you didn't watch the watch along.
Yeah. And assist. Well, Harry does make some of his own goals, so I will go. No, I can't go against our boy. I can't go against our boy. It's the king of South Korea. It's got to be Heung-min Son. Of course it is.
Darius, who are you saying?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very, very sorry. I know we all wanted. I really do want to say one of them. I even wanted to say Kane top goal scorer, Kane top assister. But the only logic I'm looking at is the fact that stupid curly-haired right winger at Liverpool hasn't got a World Cup to play this season, and I just don't think his level is going to drop. So I think Salah's going to probably score about 30 goals this season. genuinely do think that he's probably going to score about 30 goals this season, which then makes me have to think that if he's scoring that many goals, then Trent's going to probably be supplying half of them. So I'm going to go Salah top goal scorer, Trent top assister, just because he hasn't got a World Cup to play. So he's going to be.
He's going to want to beat records this year. I reckon he's going to want to do it.
That's why. I know, man. Oh, I feel bad now because you guys have both gone Kane, and I really do think he's going to push for goals this season. But I just feel like Salah or Haaland for me, and I just think that Haaland probably won't score as many goals as Salah. So I'm just going to go Salah.
I've got no high hopes for him. I reckon he's going to be mostly injured.
You think Haaland?
Yeah. I don't.
If he gets it right, he's going to.
If he gets it right, he gets it right. If he gets injured, then that's the only thing that will probably stop him from that boot. Maybe if he gets injured, but he didn't look bad against Liverpool, but they didn't look like they wanted to play the ball into him. They always wanted to play the ball to feet. So unless they get that sorted out, then they are going to struggle to supply him with goals. But yeah, sorry guys, sorry Jews. I've gone with logic instead of my heart this time, and I've gone for Salah and Trent.
And to join you, I'm going to go with a little bit more logic. I've done a lot of heart stuff recently. I said we're going to win the league or Champions League, so I'm going to have to try now to just temper that with a little bit of logic. I think in terms of goals, I still think it's going to be out of Harry Kane and Salah. There's a good shout for Haaland, obviously, because any team that's got the amount of assists that City have got in the team, I think is a good shout. If I was going to say an outside shout I'm going to say Son, because obviously last season, but I think there's a lot of players now with the likes of Salah that's there, Haaland that's there, Kane that's there. They're proper goal scorers, and if they all get it right, it's one of them three, in my opinion. Son will be there or thereabouts. In terms of the assists, I think Harry Kane might play a slightly different game this season, so I don't know if he's going to be in and around that midfield as much. And I don't think Son's going to get as many assists as he's got in the past either. So I'm going to go with the tried and tested Kevin De Bruyne. You know what I mean? If you've got Kevin De Bruyne in your team, and again, if he stays injury-free and gets it right, he's a person that's going to supply them bullets. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that as my
Is no one going to mention Jesus? Or is that...
I don't know if to do it sarcastically or actually seriously, because I do feel like he actually might. These Arsenal fans are saying 25, and I'm saying cool off, but I think he actually will do all right.
Take steady. Oh, time out. Oh,
that's what I said. I said cool off on 25. But I do think I do think it's worth mentioning, Christina. I do actually think you probably will get about 15, maybe 20, maybe 20.
I think he might do all right,
He's going to be their only striker, so he's going to literally have all of the chances.
He will get goals, but he's going to do like Sterling does. He's going to be hot and cold in terms of goals. He's going to be very busy. He's going to lead the line. He's going to be pressing. He's going to and every fan's going to love him because he's going to be working so hard, like what Richarlison does when he was at Everton. But I don't know if he's going to be banging in 20, 25 goals. I see him getting around 15
That's
goals.
A lot. I mean, the top goal scorers last season got 20. Was it 21? Son and Salah got 21 or 22. So, I mean, you're asking him to basically be the top goal scorer next season. I think it's
But he's the only player that's supposedly their main striker, unless you're counting Eddie and Kitty Cat. But I don't count Eddie and Kitty Cat because he's shit. So anyway, that's not me to say any more about Arsenal because I don't really care. What we have to look forward to is the season starting on Friday, people. It does, with Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. And then on Saturday, 3:00, there's a few of us that are going to the game. It's Tottenham versus Southampton.
Are you all going to be there?
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm in Amsterdam.
Be having fun other ways, won't you, Christina?
When's your first game? When you reckon
I've got a ticket to the Wolves game, so
nice.
I'm at Wolves, so we'll arrange something. We'll see at Wolves game, even if we could do something afterwards before whatever. We did that last time, didn't we?
You two are both going to Southampton, though, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
So thank you all for viewing the show tonight. We have finished with 10 minutes to spare for you Love Island finale fanatics. Make sure though, before you go, hit the like button on the stream.
Can I ask Zandes who she think's gonna win?
Oh my god.
Davide.
Thank you.
King. I would love it if he won it on his own. Pretty much.
I literally would give him the whole 50k as well. That's all I want to say. Sam, sorry, you can finish now, but I agree with you. Davide and Ekansu to win.
All the way.
Sean, do you even know what that was about?
No, not seen a single minute
I
Never
know
will
what-
ever see
I
a
just
single
needed to
minute of it.
confirm. I knew she was gonna say it, but I had to let Christina confirm it. So
And I
you just
swear,
need to
if
let
that
us have
Luke
that
and
moment.
Gemma, I'm out.
I'll be first on Twitter. Don't worry. I'll be 1st
I'm
on
not.
Twitter.
I'm not watching it ever again.
Believe it or not, people, this is actually a fan channel for football, not for Love Island. But as I said to
And
you
not
before,
just football, Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham
Football club.
Hotspur football. But I did say before the start of the stream, or before when we started, that there will be a couple of them in here that might be talking about it. What did you actually say? It was like code. Some Zandes. What did you say? What did you both say?
There's a great
Zavides,
couple.
that was it. What? Who?
Davide, the Italian stallion, and the Turkish delight Ekinsu. They're gonna win. They're gonna take the money home, and it's gonna be amazing. You don't need to
Who
know
do they
Sam.
support? Who do they support?
Well,
He's Italian. I mean,
yeah.
Italian. He might be
What, a
country
genuine
fan.
Italian,
He's
not a
full
not a-
Italian. Full Italian. So
I've actually got a Love Island bottle as well.
see. I didn't go that far this time. So Sam,
I
you
didn't
can.
go that far this time. What
didn't
is
go that
this
far
I'm
this
listening to?
I maybe considered it.
What's
Maybe
going
considered
on?
it, but look.
We're stopping. Time out, people. I'm sorry. I apologize. Whoa. We'll get back to football because we are doing a preview show on Thursday for the Southampton game. Sid says on Friday. And then we've got the game on Saturday, and making his debut in terms of the review reaction show will be Deji Spurs. I'm looking forward to that myself because that is going to be fire. Deji Spurs, the Arsenal Slayer, is going to be doing bits on YouTube. Look out for him, but look out for him on Paxton Road as well. Anyway, today is to do. That's right, guys. Let's see if there's any more comments before we go. Might be one more. Oh dear. Yeah, Sid. I said that.
Don't let Sid lie to you. Sid's a closet fan. Don't let Sid lie to you.
Sid.
He is going to be watching it just as much as we will. So do not let Sid lie to you.
I said, what is going on? I need to go home. Right, that's it. That's it, people. We're done. Darius, Sean, and lovely Christina Zandes is going to go and watch Zubides, whoever that was that you said.
Davide.
Oh, Zebedee, Magic Roundabout. I remember that. Yeah.
Zibidi. Get off.
Dibbidi
watch
dabbidi doo.
Get yourself your cup of tea. You know what I mean? Get yourself a biscuit.
Put the
or
kettle
two
on.
and go. Yeah, kettle on.
Christina's
That's it.
mum, get the kettle on.
We're gone. See
Yeah.
you later.
It's just different.
Excuse me.